How's it going, everybody, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Pokémon X and kind of Y for the Nintendo 3DS. So the Pokémon series has finally made it to the third dimension. No more sprites, we're moving on to the 3D models. And well, this was quite a jump for Pokémon back when this game first came out in 2013. These were the first games to release worldwide, and you could play them in any language you desired on the initial startup screen. But how about, without any further ado, we step forth into a brand new world of Pokémon. Welcome to the world of Pokémon. I am Augustine Sycamore, the Kalos region's very own Pokémon professor. This world of ours is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokémon. These mysterious creatures can be found in every corner of our world, across the plains, through the skies, and swimming deep in the oceans. We live together with these Pokémon, lending our strength to one another to live and prosper. Let's get started with some quick questions. Are you a boy, or are you a girl? Well, last time I looked in a mirror, I believe I saw facial hair. Although the male trainer doesn't have facial hair in the Pokémon games, I'm gonna go with the boy. And what do you look like? So, the X and Y games were the very first games to have a lot of stuff. Not only were they the first ones where you could select your language before you even began the game, these were the first games that featured trainer customization. So, you had 3 options to choose what you looked like. In Sun and Moon, they upped this with an extra option, but in these games, they gave you 3 options. A blonde with blue eyes, the standard default that they used in all promotional material, and then they have a darker skin tone with brown eyes, it looks like. So I'm just gonna stick with the default, because I'm not pale, and I don't have a dark skin, so I'm just gonna go with the regular one. Oh, I see. Would you tell me your name? Sure, Mr. Augustine Sycamore. My name, as it always has been, is James, James. So, it's James then. Did I get that right? Yes, 'cause I told you so. James, très bien. What a fantastic name. James, your adventure begins now. You're about to enter the beautiful Kalos region, meet many Pokémon and people. Let's go visit the world of Pokémon. Here we are in our bedroom, as usual when we start out a new Pokémon game. So, I really have to mention, you've probably heard it in the background with my talking, but the music in these games are probably within the top 3 of all Pokémon soundtracks. The music captivates the beauty of this region, which is fitting since this region is based off France, which is beauty in itself, so it's really, really cool. But as you can see, we're in our pajamas. We can move all sorts of directions because of the new 3 dimensions. We have a Wii U sitting here. Oh, poor Wii U. Yeah, the gamepad does have a screen. Man, the Wii U, I really wish you were more successful. I really, really do. On TV is a movie about a 72-year-old man who went on a journey with his beloved cat Pokémon. I don't know what movie that would equate to in the real world, but usually the developers do tie in stuff from the real world with the game, so Anyway, really quickly, before we do what we need to do, I did mention that there will be... well, I didn't exactly mention it in this episode yet, but there will be glimpses at the Y version throughout this series, and I quickly want to give you a glimpse of what it looks like if you were to start out as the girl in Y version, and I will be playing as the girl in Y version just so it's a little bit different. Don't want to use the same trainer. So, when you start out with the girl in Y version, you actually have, of course, a pink bedroom instead of blue when you start out with the boy, but you also have a basic Wii U instead of a deluxe Wii U, but the girl trainer also has a special Pikachu 3DS, which is really, really cool, and I like it really, really much. I could have said that better, but I really do like it. It's a nice little detail. Anyway, now that we're done with that, well, I already looked in a mirror once before, so I don't need to do that again. Let's just head downstairs and see what's going on. Morning, James! You sure slept well, all rested up from the move? James, you look like you just rolled out of bed. Ha, 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 get it. James, my last name is Rolls, I rolled out of bed. Ha, ha, funny joke. Go have a look at yourself in the mirror and change out of your pajamas. Oh man, if I have to, I wish I could go on a Pokemon journey in my pajamas. I want to be like Ash Ketchum. He got his first Pokemon in his pajamas. Why can't I? James looked in the mirror. And just like a superhero, I instantly changed. Well, and also the screen faded to black, so yay, jump cuts. And we changed out of our pajamas. I probably already said that. Anyway, we can finally go on our journey now, so let's go do that. It's about time you you just saw me 5 seconds ago when you told me to change out of my pajamas. Why don't you step out and say hello to the neighbors? Well, I will do that, but first I need to mention that for the first time in the Pokemon series, we got a flat screen TV, baby. Look at that flat screen curved design. Oh, baby. Anyway, we have a little bird Pokemon right here, if I can speak to it. Hello. Oh, I love how you sound. You're so adorable. Can you stop blocking that room, please, so I can actually... Thank you. Thank you, little birdie. For the first time in the Pokemon series, your mother in the game has her own bedroom. Now she's not forced to sleep on the kitchen counter. She has her own bed, and you can sit down on top of her neat bed, which you probably shouldn't do because you'll wrinkle the sheets. Anyway, you little birdie, can you please get out of the way? Alright, now let's exit our home and let's say hi to our neighbors. Welcome to Vanillville Town. My name's Serena. I'm your neighbor. And I'm Shauna. Great to meet you. Guess what? We've come to get you. The esteemed Professor Sycamore lives here in the Kalos region. I was told he had a request for 5 kids, including us. But I'm a little surprised he knows who you are. I mean, you did just move to Vanillville after all. We'll wait for you in the next town over. And you know what? We are going to get a Pokémon. Come on, hurry. Let's go. Alright, so we can now head out, but, I mean, come on, look. This is so cool. It's a Rhyhorn in 3D, and we can ride on it. Suck on that, Sun and Moon. We got to ride Pokemon before you in this game. Anyway, there's really nothing much to Vanillville, although I should mention, whose house is this? Is this Serena's house? No, that's the Vanillville sign. Well, first and foremost, this guy, he's in every Pokemon game. He mentions how amazing science and technology are. It's really cool. I love that they keep introducing this guy in the games. This is Serena's house. So, I want to quickly point out something in Serena's house. So, as you see, her mom's right here, and then this is the kitchen off to the side here. So if we go upstairs, I almost went outside the house. If we head upstairs, you can clearly see that this is Serena's room. So even though the player character's mom finally got to move away from sleeping on the kitchen counter, your rival/friend unfortunately does not let her mom escape the kitchen counter from sleeping on. Anyway, I don't need to go to Shauna's house, which is to the left of me. I guess I can just head out to the route, and oh man, I gotta warn you, this is the greatest route in the history of the Pokemon series. You're gonna be blown away by this. Ready for it? I really don't think you're ready. Are you sure? Alright, let's go. Oh man, I'm so excited. Yep, that was Route 1. It's the best ever. Anyway, let's just head into Aquacord Town. Hey James, this way, over here. Alright, well, let's go over this way. We were just talking about you. Come on, have a seat. This is the meeting place, James. Here, let me introduce you. Everyone, this is James. Wow, Shauna's description was spot on. So James, this is Tierno. He's got some serious dance moves, and this is Trevor. He never misses a single question on his tests, but he's a little shy. Alright, nice to meet ya. You know, it'd feel like we'd be a lot closer crew if we call each other by nicknames. Can I call you J-Meister? No way, he's a Lil J for sure. What do you oh, I thought that was Tierno for a second. Luckily, they did change the whole bubble concept for this game, and they had the characters have colored bubbles, which is a nice touch, but I got confused anyway. What do you think, Trevor? What? You want me to nickname someone I just met? Shauna, you shouldn't put people on the spot like that. Well, how about something low-key? Maybe something like Big J? Why don't you decide what we should call you? Now, I mean, I would be flattered to be called Big J or J-Meister or Lil J, and I think, if I'm correct, for the female character, you still have the Lil option for your name. I think the next one is Lady J? Well, it would be Lady J if I used my name with the female character. I think the next one is Lady, and I think the last one is the first initial and then Kins at the end. I'll obviously have it on screen for you to see, but I do believe that's the case. Anyway, I'm just gonna pick my own, because they do allow you to pick your own, which is nice. And I'm just gonna go with a nickname I've been used to for pretty much my whole life. You want us to call you Jimmy? Yes. Okay, Jimmy fits you perfectly. I'm sure we're gonna be great friends, so I'll call you that too. Hey, can we see the Pokémon now? I want to meet my new partner soon. I know, right? It was such a cool feeling when Trevs and I met our Pokémon. I hope you feel the same way we did. And here we go. It's time for us to choose our first Pokémon for the 7th time. Anyway, so we have a couple options here, and of course, like most of the Pokemon Let's Plays have done, I am going to go through each of the choices just so it gives you an idea of who would be the best in terms of if you just want to play straightforward. Obviously, if you have favorites, you'll probably be a little bit biased. I know I am, so it's probably obvious if you know who I am and everything, which starter I'm going to choose, but I'm still going to go through all of them. Starting out here with the Grass-type Pokemon Chespin. Chespin, when it evolves, even in its base form, all of these apply for everybody, in their base form and through their evolutions, the Chespin line is defensive and strong in terms of attack, and when it gets to its final form, it does gain the Fighting type. Usually I would keep these things a secret, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. So each of these starters gain a final type when they evolve fully, and Chespin gains the fighting type. So the thing about Chespin is, and it's the case for most of the grass starters, the grass starters have the most weaknesses out of each of them. Chespin, I believe, has 5 straight off the bat, and that's not really too good considering there are 18 types in the game, so basically, not a third. The calculations. I'm not good at math. I'm not even gonna continue that. And Chespin, just in general, and its line are not the best for the lineup of gyms that you will be seeing in this game. So I really wouldn't recommend Chespin, or at least not in this game. I recommend using it competitively, because it does have a special ability now, where it's pretty powerful, the ability Bulletproof, but I don't think that was in this generation. I think that was in 7th gen. Anyway, let's move on to the Fire-type Pokemon, Fennekin. Now, the thing about Fennekin is that I'm not really the biggest fan of Fennekin. However, when researching this series, I ended up choosing it for my playthrough in Y version, and I'm gonna tell you why in a moment when I talk about Fennekin's good things. And the thing is, I couldn't really find anything negative about Fennekin. So if you want to actually go strategically, I think Fennekin is actually the best choice for you for these gyms, because Fennekin and its evolutions are very oriented in the special attack and special defense stats, but its line is also very speedy. When it evolves fully, Fennekin does gain the Psychic type when it's in its final evolution. Fennekin is the best out of the 3 starters in terms of the lineup of gyms that we will be seeing in our adventure. And I mentioned earlier that there is an 18th type in this game. They introduced the Fairy type in 6th generation, and Fennekin is the only starter, fully evolved, that resists the Fairy type. So those are 4 very good positives, and there's not really much negative about Fennekin. Again, if you just want to go strategic about this, then Fennekin is probably your best choice. However, I'm pretty biased, and my guy Froakie, the Water-type Pokemon. Froakie and its evolutions are very attack-focused. Attack and special attack are very good, and of course, it's a freaking frog, it's speedy. So when Froakie is fully evolved, he gains the Dark type, or she, if your starter ends up being 12.5% female. They are Dark type when they fully evolve. And I mean, come on. Froakie is the only one that has a fully evolved, that's, when it's fully evolved, has an amiibo. I mean, come on. That means he's the best, right? I'm only kidding. Kind of, maybe. Anyway, the only real negative I have about Froakie is that it's not too good against the gyms. Not as bad as Chespin, in my opinion, but still not the best. Again, Fennekin is probably the best when you're going strategic, but ever since X and Y were first revealed, I've had a soft spot for this little guy, so we're gonna go with the Water-type Pokemon, Froakie. Would you like to give your Pokemon a nickname? Now, you know me if you've watched for a while, I don't like giving my Pokemon nicknames. So you're not going to give your Pokemon a nickname? Okay, well, my partner's Fennekin. Wow, we go together great. The two of us are just way too cute. Nice to meet you, Chespin. I'm Serena. Because of you, I can be a real Pokemon trainer. Thank you. Pardon me, but I have something for you from the professor as well. I have something that will help you understand Pokemon on a much deeper level. And we have received the Pokédex! It's very weird that a child is giving us the Pokédex instead of the professor, but you know what? It's cool. You see, the Pokédex I just gave you is a high-tech device that automatically records the Pokemon you encounter. The reason you get one is because the professor wants us to go on a journey with our Pokemon and complete the Pokédex. To put it another way, it's an important mission from the professor. I'm sure of it. Oh, lighten up, Trevs. You're way too serious sometimes. Jimmy, please take this with you too. It's a letter from the professor. He said you should give it to your mom. We've obtained the professor's letter that's addressed to our mom. That's not creepy at all. Alright, we're done with our errand for the professor. I guess Trevs and I will go look for Pokémon. Let's go, Trevs! In Kalos, kids are chosen to carry a Pokédex and go on an adventure. But you need to give that letter to your mom before you can go. Alright, well, it's time to head back to our home in Vanderbilt so we can give our mom this letter from the professor that's probably not very creepy at all, but still a little weird. Jimmy, wait! You're gonna be my opponent in my Pokémon battling debut. Okay, Lil Fennekin, it's our first battle. Let's win it with style. We have been challenged by Pokemon trainer Shauna, who is going to send out the starter that is weak against yours no matter what. And also no matter what, her starter will be female. So, there you go. Alright, so, oh, my Froakie's female too! Wow, I was just mentioning that it's 12.5% rare for your starter to be female. That's awesome. Alright, so starting in the 6th generation, starting with X and Y, your starters also began with a same type attack bonus move. So for example, Froakie has Bubble on it right now. And if you chose Chespin, you would have Vine Whip, and if you chose Fennekin, you would have Ember. And of course, like I mentioned, Shauna will select the Pokemon weakest to yours. So obviously you can do the math if you know the cycles, and my Froakie's apparently not very quick because we got outsped. That's a little troubling. We probably have not a very good nature that's beneficial to speed, but that should be okay. Because there is something in this game that we can do to help our stats in a certain way, which we'll get to a little bit later. Alright, there we go. So yeah, you can figure out the whole type chart situation, and obviously since Shauna has the starter that you are super effective against, that means Serena will have the starter that you are weak against. So of course she has Chespin, since I have Froakie. And speaking of, Froakie just gained experience for beating Shauna's Fennekin, and Froakie has grown to level 6. Hey, I wasn't done watching my cute little Fennekin yet! You're amazing, Jimmy. Here, let me fix up your Pokémon. Say hi to your mom for me. And we will do just that. But I mean, come on, we've been going a little while now, and I mean, this route is pretty freaking amazing. I just want to sit here and listen to the music, so I'm gonna end things off here. Next time on Pokemon X and Y, we will head back home, give the professor's letter to our mom, and we will continue our brand new adventure with our brand new Pokemon, Froakie. So with that, thank you for watching. And until next time, catch you later.